What's up guys? So this is not a movie review. This might be a little bit of a longer video, a bit more informal, because I want to chat with you guys about a huge movie that's coming out in about a month from now, and that would be Avengers Infinity War. The trailer just dropped last week, a new trailer, and I thought it was pretty magnificent. I am so excited for this movie. The hype is real, guys. This might be one of the most hyped movies of the 21st century. Maybe second to Star Wars The Force Awakens, but still a highly anticipated movie. So for those that don't know, Avengers Infinity War is a superhero movie. It is the 19th movie in a series of superhero films that we call the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU. Now in this series, heroes from one movie might turn up in another movie, and there's this whole connected universe of films. And so it's like this long TV show of superhero movies that are just awesome. The story starts in 2008 when the very first Iron Man came out, and Iron Man was played by Robert Downey Jr. and the movie itself was a hit, both critically and commercially. But at the time, many people did not know how big of a franchise this MCU would turn out to be. Fast forward 10 years and we have an incredibly popular, incredibly successful franchise of superhero movies that have pretty much transformed the genre of superhero movies and comic book films. Avengers Infinity War is the largest collaboration film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It consists of characters from most of the 18 films working together to defeat this big bad guy named Thanos. Now, all the signs are pointing to this film being incredibly successful, and I think it might have one of the biggest opening weekends of all time. But I made this video because I feel like the hype is too high. I want to manage my expectations really well. I don't want to walk into the film thinking it's gonna be the best superhero movie or the best movie of all time and come out disappointed and saying, you know, maybe that was just okay, maybe that was good, but it wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. So today I want to talk about a few things that might make Avengers Infinity War an awesome superhero film, one of the best of all time maybe, and a few reasons why it might disappoint, and a few reasons why you should manage your expectations going into this movie. Reason number one why this movie would be awesome: the character roster. I mean, look at this poster right here. We've got all your favorite characters from all the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. We've got Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, the Guardians of the Galaxy, my personal favorites. And I think each hero, each character has their own unique personality and unique backstory. So it's hard not to imagine that there isn't something for everybody. I mean, how can you not get excited when you see this poster filled with all these characters? There's a rumor saying that there might be about 64 main characters in this film. Another reason Infinity War might be awesome: Joe and Anthony Russo. These guys, the Russo brothers, are the directors of the film. They previously directed MCU films such as Captain America Civil War and Captain America The Winter Soldier. Two very good films and very competently directed. Civil War in particular had a large number of heroes on screen at the same time. And before the movie came out, before Civil War came out, a lot of people doubted the Russo brothers. They doubted their ability to incorporate so many characters into one film and still make the film flow like an actual movie. Well, they did it, and they did it spectacularly. So I'm thinking that if anyone can juggle multiple characters in one movie, it would be them. I mean, Avengers Infinity War is a completely different ballgame altogether. There's probably like double or triple the amount of heroes in the film, but I have faith in their abilities, and I think they're gonna do something special. A third reason why this movie might be awesome: Alan Silvestri's score coming back. The music in the MCU has been criticized from time to time for being very generic and not very interesting or memorable. Some of them fit the tone of the movie, but they don't really stick in your mind like John Williams or Hans Zimmer's scores do. However, most people agree that the best score and the best music in the whole of the Marvel Cinematic Universe comes from the Avengers, the original Avengers movie, which was composed by Alan Silvestri, and they are bringing his score back for Avengers Infinity War. If you don't know what his score sounds like, his score sounds a bit like That's right, it's the song that's featured in all the Avengers trailers, all the hype material, and is a fantastic score. I love this score. I always listen to it when I want to feel hyped up, and I hope that this theme in particular is featured prominently and in the best scene possible in Avengers Infinity War. So with so many good signs that the film is going to be great, what could possibly go wrong? Well, for one thing, the characters. I mean, there's so many characters. It's never really been done before where you juggle so many prominent characters that have their own standalone films and juggling them in this big movie. I have my doubts about whether the Russo brothers can completely utilize all of them to the best of their abilities. I think some people might not be able to have their moment in the limelight, and I'll be okay with that because it is understandable. The scale of this movie is so huge and there's only about 2.5 hours of runtime to play with. But I think a lot of people will be disappointed if their favorite character doesn't get as much screen time, doesn't get as much limelight as they would have hoped. So I think that's a big obstacle for the directors to face, and hopefully we don't get disappointed by that. Another reason why Avengers Infinity War might disappoint some fans is the story, in particular the ending. So some people may not know that there is a sequel to this movie in Avengers 4 that's coming out, and it was shot back to back with Avengers 3. Therefore, we shouldn't expect the story to be tied up in a sweet little bow at the end of Avengers Infinity War. I'm not sure if we're going to be treated to a cliffhanger of sorts, Empire Strikes Back style, but I do think it's probably for the best if we manage our expectations on what the ending could be. We might have some character deaths, which will be saddening to some fans, but I think it is about time that some people get killed off in the Avengers. But I think the one thing that would disappoint me the most personally is if they didn't treat Thanos, the big bad guy, with enough respect. Now, the producer Kevin Feige has confirmed that Thanos would be the biggest, baddest villain in the MCU. And we have had some good villains in the Marvel films, but a lot of people have criticized Marvel films in general for having weak villains, maybe some one-dimensional ones, some that are just focused on destroying the world and taking over some kingdom or somewhat. And from the trailers, it does seem that Thanos does want the same thing. He does want to balance the universe by wiping out half of humanity, destroying lots of buildings and killing lots of people. There is a sign of a backstory in the latest Avengers trailer with him and a young Gamora. So hopefully we get a lot more of that, so we add a bit more depth into the character of Thanos. I don't want him to be just this alien from another dimension or universe that just comes down to Earth and starts killing and destroying just for the sake of destroying and killing, and just to feel powerful. I think a good example of who not to follow is unfortunately Justice League's villain. Steppenwolf was one of those CGI characters that just came down to Earth to destroy stuff, and I really hope Thanos isn't one of those characters. I hope he is the best Marvel villain that we've had so far. Fingers crossed that they do him justice. Josh Brolin is a fantastic actor. He plays Thanos, and I don't think he would have signed up to this movie. He wouldn't have signed up to play Thanos if he didn't think that this character was an amazing villain. But having said that, Marvel's track record with villains hasn't been great. So let's hope once again that Thanos is an amazing villain. So that's just my quick take on Avengers Infinity War, some of the things that might be awesome about it and some of the things that might not be so awesome about it. And I think the purpose of this video, like I said before, is just to make sure the hype doesn't get so high that it kind of disrupts your viewing experience and it makes you have unrealistic expectations of this movie. Filmmaking is hard, guys, and I think the people at Marvel Studios have done a fantastic job being so consistent with their movies, but this is their biggest project of all time and it's their most difficult project of all time. I know the excitement is really high, guys, but just reel it in and try to control it, especially as we get closer to the movie's release date. There's going to be a lot more marketing material, a lot more hype. Reviews will start coming out soon, so hopefully they're good, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a great movie and a great viewing experience. I am so excited to see this movie. And I hope you guys are too. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any thoughts or concerns about Avengers Infinity War, do comment below and let us all know what you think. Tell us how excited you are for the movie as well. I'd love to hear your comments. If you like this video and you want to see more, like, subscribe, share, and comment below. And I'll see you guys very soon for my next review. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great week ahead and peace out.